I'm all like this, not be small thing Labour Party don't do for this country. You know, say I don't almost forget, say PDP even get a gubernatorial candidate for Lagos State. And secondly, this life, whatever person they do, try not to get bitterness for your heart. How they go call you come interview, you spend almost the whole time when they go for interview, they talk about Labour Party candidate. You don't even get time to tell the people what your plans be for them. I beg, we gonna watch this video. I'm gonna see Labour PDP gubernatorial candidate for interview as well the interview and so as I declare you so. When I listen to this guy, because in my own opinion, I feel I say this guy go get small arrogance and pride. Just watch him, comment your opinion, then share and make other people see comment their opinion on how they reason this matter. So when I watch the video.
Well, jandor, that's the name that people know, right? I hope I'm correct. Well, there's a flyer that is flying about, titled "The Battle for the Soul of Lagos." But you are conspicuously missing in that flyer. What we have there is the candidate of the Labour Party and also the candidate of the APC. I don't know who the author of that material is, but it looks like some people have assumed that you are not part of the race as a front runner. What do you say to that?
Okay, I think at this point, I need to bring forward what I know about Lagos politics and what you call cartel across party lines in Lagos politics. At this point, which is 3 days to elections, Lagosians need to do a critical analysis of the choices before them, before they take it. Everybody is aware of my story from where I was coming from, fighting what we call godfatherism, because we believe it is that monopoly that has hindered development in Lagos across all sectors of our economy. And when I was in APC, you know, I keep saying this, I went there to understudy the system, politically, governance and the likes. I then realized that Lagos political parties, especially APC and PDP, is like a trouser of two pockets of the same trouser, if you understand. Okay. You will see, exactly, so this is from them. You will see that you have godfatherism issue in APC in Lagos State, which everybody knows. I fought this to a standstill and we're able to move to PDP. I'm moving to PDP not because Jandor doesn't know what is happening in PDP. You understand? But we have loyal party members who have been working very hard in PDP. But we have leadership who are now dealers in PDP. Now, I will break it down. When I got into PDP, when I created the ripples within APC, and we moved en masse into PDP, we got to PDP with ambition, with aspiration. Everybody knew this guy wants to run for governor. And I'm saying this so that all of us will understand that we can go back to it. So when I got there, I went straight into Chief Bodejo's house. There are different tendencies within the PDP. We have the Duarte, we have the Dr. Gunkelu. I went into Bodejo's house, despite the fact that the house has nothing in terms of structure that can even make you to be governor. But I went there through Chief Olusegun Obasanjo to say, okay, I'm going into PDP. I know this has always been the problem. So if we're able to address the man that has always been the problem, then the problem is half solved. So I'm going into the house. Because they work hand in hand with the principalities in APC. I know. So when I got in there, they were preparing to have state ESCO election, state congress election. And it was during that time I met Mr. Gbadebo Revival at Dr. Bukola Saraki's place, who introduced him to me. And I said, oh, do you know Gbadebo? I said, oh, okay, no. He said, oh, he's one of you in PDP where you're coming into. He wants to be party secretary in the next Congress that is coming up. Now, with what we cost in APC and moved to PDP, so there was a signal from APC to PDP, you know, to say, because it's a cartel, it's all, you know, working together, to say, you know what, that boy has to be stopped and all of that. It was 2 weeks after I got in that Gbadebo decided to change to wanting to run for office of governor in the same house. So some of us looked at it and approached Chief then and said, this boy, you have said to everybody that is your friend's son, and you are his godfather, so to speak. Why would two of us come out from the same house? We're going to be sharing the little vote in this house, because there are others on that tendency. We're going to that primary election, it will happen this way. He said, no, don't worry, forget it. When did it? And he dismissed it. So we went into it. Because I studied this game from, the masters themselves. I just refused to go to the leadership school thereafter. I was able to claim tickets without the support of any one of them, and won the primary. So immediately after winning the primary, the same chief manager came to sell Gbadebo to me to pick as my running mate. And I was like, I can't fight a godfather where I was coming from. And I'm here babysitting another godfather. It shows we're not standing for anything. So I refused. That is why you've noticed, because you have interviewed him on this station many a times, you will see him eulogizing the other guy at the expense of candidate of his own party. It is what it is, because he asked him to move to Labour thereafter, when he went to Labour. And again, I have been on this campaign. You've been reporting attacks on Jandor every day, every now and then, a PDP candidate. Chief Bode George and a few other leaders has never for one day come on here to condemn this attack on the candidate of their own party. I don't know if you understand. Just about a few days ago or thereabout, the same Chief Bode George came out, a PDP chieftain, saying some people want to keep Gbadebo revival. So you now understand what is happening. It's across board in terms of this godfatherism. Of course, I've had someone going to Alaba International Market, telling them, convincing them, trying to tell them to vote for him to elections, they are just doing it like this. And at the end of it, he ended it like, okay, if you're not going to vote for me, vote for Labour. You understand? So what is happening in Lagos is that Jandor is that only person that doesn't belong to that school. That's why they can come up with that flyer. And they will receive shock of their dear life on Saturday. Because what happened February 25th has exposed politicians to say, you know what, when it comes to general election, you are inconsequential. Labour Party, Peter Obi, without agents, canvassers, and the likes, were able to pull that because people came all out for them and they stood by that vote. That's why. So you now imagine us with structure, with number. See, you know what? I have known this is going to happen. That's why they were fighting me. When I came into the party, we came from with our own foot soldiers into PDP. And I know them because I understand what is going to happen at the end of the day. Because every election cycle, you will see that the same chief manager that will come on air and finish Tinubu from head to toe. We do something that will ensure that PDP doesn't win every election cycle. So by picking up a fight with everybody who is the governorship candidate. It's a trend. Go and check it. All of them can't just be bad. So something is fishy. Baba said he's going to go to Ghana if Tinubu emerges winner. I thought by now we should be calling us from Accra. But he's still in Lagos now, trying to cause another issue. Leaving your own candidate to endorse another party's candidate without even sitting down with me and call, hey, you guys come, let's discuss. When Peter Obi called me, because I met with Peter Obi, and my principal also called me, which is Atiku Abubakar, on this matter and said, okay, Peter Obi said, your principal will call you. I will also call the other guy. Let us first discuss whether or not alliance will work amongst you. And I said, I don't have a problem with alliance. The problem that I have is, how are we going to go into it? Not gambling, by making sure we put our best foot forward.
All right, thank you. So from what I gather from what you said, there are internal saboteurs of your ambition on Saturday within the PDP. Because the question, let me finish. So the question I was going to ask was, do you have support from your party? I'm glad you talked about the fact that your presidential candidate, your principal, has called you, because on Monday we had Mr. Peter Obi sitting where you are sitting now, and he publicly endorsed Mr. Gbadebo's revival. Yes, but on your side, we haven't seen that kind of show of support from the PDP. Are you running, and so you can debunk that, are you running a solo campaign in this instance? In fact, in your latest campaign video, you had Mr. Peter Obi as your opener, and you were thanking Lagosians for coming out to vote.
That was not sponsored by us.
Okay,
no.
It was different.
No,
so why did you not pull it down?
That was sponsored by us.
Okay, so why did you not pull it down or give a statement?
Let me tell you what, we didn't sponsor it. Let me tell you what happened. We didn't sponsor it.
Okay.
You see, before the February 25th election, all the Igbos in all the major markets everywhere, they've always been traditional PDP voters. Everybody knows that in Lagos. So myself and my senator, Ireland, were going one market to the other, appealing to them and begging them they have to do PDP in presidential election and all this. And they told us clearly that no, that they are going to stand by their own. No, we should allow them. But Senate, March 11th, as at then, we are going to come back home and do our biddings. That's what they told us. So immediately after that election, on Monday, they were having their meeting. The entire 48 of market. They were having their meeting on Sunday, and they called us into that meeting to say, well, we have had our statement, so we want to, we have done what we want to do, but next is for you to know we have done jingles, we have done this, we are going to put it on here, so that you know that we're really supporting with our money. And none of that. So those ones that with us, they are not going to vote.
No. At the end of the message, there was nothing around powered by the. It was just as if it was from your campaign.
It wasn't from us. It's sponsored. It was sponsored, okay. And that's we have that over and over during campaign. So they're standing by us. And let me answer your second question about if my party is standing by me.
Okay.
When we had this discussion with my principal, and the same discussion I had with Peter, we said, okay, Jandor, how would this alliance work? Of course, the alliance can work if we're ready to put our best foot forward. Analyze the two candidates. This other person has two pending cases on his candidacy. One is in Supreme Court. And if you understand the kind of character we are dealing with on the other side, Supreme Court can come to say, the Labour Party doesn't have a candidate after we have done that. Or the second one, which has to do with Section 77, let anybody say whatever they want to say about it. Now, it is only court of competent jurisdiction that will interpret that for everybody at the end of the day. We're not ready to gamble going into that. So that's why we say, okay.
Jandor, a couple of things, and these are hard truths. I'll tell you this. You have lost momentum. Prior to the last elections, you had momentum. I'll look you in the eye as a friend and tell you, the buzz around Jandor then was big, but the buzz around Jandor after this last 25th of February election is no longer there.
Okay, you want me to respond to that?
No, you will respond to that. And secondly, it is obvious that there is no deal that is going to work out between both of you prior to the election. So you people will have to go solo. Because as of today, if nothing has been done, nothing is going to work out. That's another hard reality. Thirdly, somebody also sent a message and said that you lied, that Sanwo-Olu did not say vote Labour instead then. Maybe you have to react to that.
That I lied?
Yes, I mean, this show will take rebuttals from every part. That Sanwo-Olu did not say vote, you can vote Labour in Alaba if you don't want. And if you talk about this zest for the PDP so much, Jandor, why couldn't you deliver for Atiku Abubakar in the Lagos elections? Okay. Why couldn't you deliver? Because that was your first test.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. A lot of people don't really understand this game. That's why you see the people that are jumping up and about, thinking they have a wave that they can ride on. They're doing a whole lot of mistakes, and they will get the result of this election. I've taken my time to analyze this, even on this station when I came. We had that election first. That election was on religion, religions, ethnicity, and the likes. And in Lagos, we have a supposed, Lagosian who is also on the ballot. If you look at that election, you will see that the guy won in all indigenous local governments of Lagos. In the Badagry, Bejuleki, in Ikorodu. I don't know if you understand. That is because they decided to say, it's our own. Let's do that. If you look at it, the Igbo-dominated community in Lagos, from Ojo, Amuwu, Ajeromi, Oshodi, Solo, Labour Party won. Now, that's Peter Obi won. If you look at where you have more elites, in Koshofe, part of Alimosho, elite came out to say, we are giving this guy the vote. It's not about the party. I don't know if you understand. Now, after that, go back to Lagos West. From the 582,000 vote polled by Peter Obi, our own senatorial candidate polled over 400,000 of that votes in Lagos West. And he won that election, but they obtained it. Ireland. He won that election, they obtained it. So which means that the people who were voting Labour Party knew that the next thing for us to do is to vote PDP, because that is what is not APC. So, and a lot of people look at Atiku Abubakar's 75,000 votes. They're not paying attention to Ireland's 417,000 votes. A PDP candidate in that same election. They are not paying attention.
Everyone could get 400 and something thousand. Why didn't Atiku get 400 and something thousand?
I have said to you, I have said to you that this election was along ethnic and religious line. People decided to say, we will stay with our Christian brother, we will stay with our Igbo brother, and the elite was like, let's try this fresh thing. And that is what played out in that election. And if anybody think it's the same thing that is going to play out in this gubernatorial election, they have missed it. So that's why you see them jumping on that wave to say, okay, we can ride. If Atiku had won, that is what we'll be doing by now, and say, oh, okay, yes, let's be more lionized because he has won. Now, speaking about momentum, Rufai, I took my time to study this game and played it the way it's been played. You see, all the momentum that you're talking about, these are things that were deliberately sponsored to put here. And I'm telling you, places that I have been to in this Lagos, densely populated community that don't know anything about what you do here, you will see what is going to come out. Now, if anybody is thinking that the same thing you have February 25th is what you're going to have here, you're mistaken, because some of the elite that voted Peter Obi with the outcome, they're disappointed, they're going back. Some do have sense to know, oh no, it's not about anybody who call Labour, it's about the man that will vote for. Let us look at every other person, on the ballot to do a critical analysis of them. The third one, some people flew into this country to vote for Peter Obi, they've gone back. Let them repeat Etiosa federal constituency election tomorrow without Peter Obi on the ballot. Do you think that guy will win Banky W? No, he will not. Banky W lost to Peter Obi, not that guy. So the Labour Party has been on the ballot since 1999, up until this moment. Now, how then do we now look at the people who want to vote? Where were you? Where have you been? When campaign was declared open from October 12th last year, and you suddenly resurrected from and say because something has happened, and you think it's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. That's what they're all jumping at to say. But on Saturday, Rufai, on Saturday, you will see numbers and you'll be shocked.
But Jandor, let me quickly say this. You said here, you were sitting on this seat when you said that I have the momentum, and I didn't argue then with you. I have the momentum prior to the last election. That's why they're attacking me.
Of course.
That's why they shot at you in Surulere.
Of course.
But for the very first time.
And they're still attacking us.
But for the very first time, Badebo was shot out in Epe.
Let me tell
So
you
so why are they attacking him now? Because you said then your words were, oh, you see, they are not attacking the others, they are attacking me because I have the momentum.
No.
But now, Badebo has not been attacked. So does that say that the momentum has swung to him?
No. Rufai, you see, when you get into election, 2 weeks to election, politicians don't go about making noise anymore. What we have done in the past is what we started doing. After the whole this thing, what you then need to do is to start consolidating, move into quietly and begin to take stock to understand whether, how many local government I've been to between last week and now. I don't know if you understand. You know how many meetings that we have had to do. You know how many deals that we've done across party lines. I don't know if you understand.
But have they come out to play
this election? See, at this time, if you're a tactical politician, this is not the time to say Rufai is with me because they'll go after Rufai.
Jandor, we're running out of time.
This is the time to say.
We need some clarifications. I need to take you back to some of the things you said. You said some leaders within the PDP have become dealers. Can you specifically mention them? I know you were trying to...
No, Dr. Bach, I'm not trying to do anything. You see, this election...
I'm not finished.
I want to lay bare. This election is about the people of Lagos, not about any individual.
Okay.
And people must know what we are getting into if we must take a decision.
Okay. So it will be nice for you to identify those leaders that have become dealers.
We identify.